Will Smith has lived most of his life in the public eye, moving from a Philadelphia teenager with a gift for humor and rhythm to one of the world's most recognizable entertainers. Born in 1968, he grew up in a middle-class household with parents who emphasized discipline, education, and ambition. His early environment mixed strict expectations with the pressures of a neighborhood grappling with economic stress. Smith has spoken publicly about childhood experiences that shaped him, moments of fear, admiration, and internal conflict regarding his family dynamics. Those memories, he has said, influenced both his personal drive and the emotional depth he later brought into his work. As a student, Smith showed charisma more than academic enthusiasm. A teacher once called him Prince Charming for his ability to talk himself out of trouble, a nickname that evolved into Fresh Prince when he began rapping as a teen. He connected with DJ Jazzy Jeff in the mid-1980s, and the pair quickly built a reputation for lighthearted, story-driven rap at a time when the genre was turning toward grittier themes. Their early success brought financial rewards Smith later admitted he wasn't prepared for, and tax problems followed. When the IRS seized much of what he had, Smith accepted opportunities wherever he could, eventually landing at a party where Quincy Jones encouraged him to audition for a new sitcom on the spot. That spontaneous moment led to The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which premiered in 1990. The show became a defining part of 1990s pop culture and cemented Smith as a television star. It blended comedy with episodes that touched on identity, generational conflict, and emotional vulnerability. One episode in which his character breaks down after being abandoned by his father became one of the series' most memorable scenes, often discussed for its rawness and sincerity. Behind the laughter on set were real pressures. Smith was new to acting and had to learn quickly, but the visibility of the role helped stabilize his finances and reopen doors in music. By the mid-1990s, Smith transitioned into films. His early projects showed range, from the intense drama 6 Degrees of Separation to the explosive action of Bad Boys. What made him a global box office force, however, was Independence Day in 1996, followed by Men in Black in 1997. These films launched a streak of international hits that lasted more than a decade. Smith became known for his mix of charm, physical presence, and optimism, and studios increasingly shaped projects around him. Even when certain films underperformed, his star power remained strong. Not all decisions were easy. Smith later said he regretted turning down the role of Neo in The Matrix, a choice he made because he didn't fully understand the director's vision at the time. But even missteps couldn't slow his momentum. Throughout the early 2000s, he alternated between action films, comedies, and dramas. Ali earned him his first Oscar nomination, while The Pursuit of Happiness in 2006 brought a second. His work in I Am Legend continued his string of commercial successes, though he has said the psychological weight of playing near total isolation lingered with him after filming. Smith's personal life, meanwhile, grew increasingly public. His marriage to Jada Pinkett Smith, his relationship with his children, and the pressures of being a high-profile Hollywood family were frequent media topics. In 2020, a discussion about their relationship on Red Table Talk went viral and became a cultural touchpoint, generating both empathy and ridicule. Smith later reflected on the moment as one of the most challenging of his public life. Then came the 2022 Oscars, an event that altered his reputation dramatically. When Chris Rock made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's shaved head, Smith walked on stage and slapped him during the live broadcast. The room fell silent, and the world reacted instantly. Later that night, Smith won the Academy Award for Best Actor for King Richard, but the victory was overshadowed by the incident. He publicly apologized afterward, but the Academy issued a 10-year ban from its events. The aftermath reshaped his career almost overnight. Studios reevaluated projects, and Smith's long-built image as a disciplined, controlled professional fractured. In the months that followed, Smith spoke about going through therapy and reflecting on what led to the outburst. He said it was rooted in years of emotional buildup, rather than the single moment viewers witnessed. Millions debated his intentions and accountability, and the public conversation about the slap remained intense for well over a year. Chris Rock's 2023 comedy special addressed the incident directly, widening the cultural divide around the topic. Smith's next major film, Emancipation, was released amid this controversy. Despite major investment from the studio and a high-profile press campaign, the movie's box office performance was limited due to its award season release strategy and the lingering effects of the Oscars incident. Nevertheless, some critics praised Smith's acting and the film's historical significance. In 2024, Smith returned to the screen with Bad Boys: Ride or Die, reuniting with Martin Lawrence. The movie performed well at the global box office and marked a tentative professional rebound for Smith. Yet interviews and red carpet appearances made clear that the shadow of the Oscars had not disappeared. Questions about the incident followed him everywhere, often overshadowing discussion of his work. His attempt to re-enter music in 2025 with an album titled Based on a True Story received negative reviews and minimal commercial traction. Critics argued that the project struggled to balance self-reflection with public accountability, and listeners had difficulty connecting with the material. Shortly after, Smith posted experimental content incorporating AI-generated imagery, which sparked backlash from audiences already wary of artificial content in entertainment. Many felt the posts blurred authenticity at a moment when Smith was still trying to regain trust. By late 2025, industry commentators speculated about the long-term impact of the Oscars incident and the subsequent missteps on Smith's career. Some believed that with time he could rebuild his standing given his decades of work and global fan base. Others argued the shift in public perception would be difficult to reverse. What remained clear was that his story, marked by early triumphs, reinventions, struggles, and a shocking moment broadcast around the world, continued to evolve.